Hi everyone, it's Jo, otherwise known as the Little Bean on Instagram, TikTok, and now here on YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about one of the hottest bag trends this year, which are suede bags. I'll be sharing my entire suede bag collection and touching on a number of brands that you may not be familiar with, but will definitely want to check out. Stay tuned to hear more about the features of each of these bags, the pros and cons, and stay to the end to find out which is my favorite. So as I said, suede has definitely been trending over the past season, particularly in fall of 2024 when we saw a lot of suede bags and suede garments on the runway. What's surprising though is we're also seeing the suede trend bleed into spring of 2025 and beyond, which is surprising as typically suede is more of a cold weather winter type material. However, as we're seeing a resurgence of boho chic and Chloe in its prime, suede is coming back full force. So the first two suede bags we'll discuss are from the brand Verafied. Now this brand kindly gifted me both of these bags to try out as they are part of their new Spring 25 release. So first let's start with the gold espresso suede hobo bag. First off, it is just the most gorgeous brown rich suede color. And while the bag actually comes like this when you first receive it, once you start to put items into it, it naturally relaxes down into this beautiful slouchy shape. Now the bag features a turn lock here that keeps the zipper pull down. So you just unlock that and then you have full access to the bag. The interior has a zipper pocket as well as another side pocket here. So this is a shoulder bag, but it also can be adjusted. So this kind of hangs down on the side in a slouchy style, and now you have a shorter, almost like a top handle hobo option as well. So as I had mentioned, I am really into this slouchy silhouette. And for those of you who watch my channel, you'll know that I recently shared more about this clementine bag from the brand The Horse. And I just wanted to show these two because they are very similar. The main difference, I would say, obviously besides the materials, is the fact that The Horse has a magnetic closure at the top and this one has a zipper closure. If you'd like to see a Bag Wars type video on these or a full side-to-side comparison, let me know in the comments below. So again, the bottom of this bag is also calfskin leather. In terms of dimensions, this bag is about 10.5 inches long by 6.5 inches tall by about 4 inches wide. In terms of pros and cons, I have a lot of pros for this bag. First off, again, I just love the size, the shape, the silhouette. Now this bag is larger than most mini bags that I use, but because it's a bag that I would wear on my shoulder versus being a crossbody, I actually feel like it still does look proportionate to my frame. And I also love the fact that you can adjust the strap down into more of a slouchy top handle look. I also love the fact that this bag has a zipper on it. The zipper on this bag is like butter. Finally, I do think the price is pretty fair, as I had mentioned before. Again, this is fully leather with a calfskin leather bottom to it, and I do think that it is very well made, and so it is a good value for the money. In terms of cons, I guess some people would want a crossbody option. So for example, the Clementine from The Horse does have crossbody D-rings on the sides of the bag. But because this one has a more structured leather strap, I don't think that would have been a viable option. The interior is very dark, so it is kind of a black hole in that sense. If they had used just a slightly lighter lining, it might have been easier to see items. But overall, I haven't really had issues finding things in the bag because the zipper opening is so large. Overall, I've been loving this bag. I've used it a good amount since I received it to try out, and I can confidently say I would recommend it. So next, let's talk about the Espresso Suede Book Tote Bag in the size 25. I believe this is one of their newer styles. So the bag is fully suede all the way around, and then it has a calfskin leather bottom. The bag's opening is protected by this leather flap here that is magnetic. The interior is a wipeable microfiber leather, is what they call it. There is an interior pocket, and the bag does come with a crossbody strap that you can connect to these little interior D-rings to make it into a crossbody bag. The bag also comes with this strap that you can tighten to make sure the bag is secured and closed. I like to leave it open a little bit so I have better ease of access into it, so I just kind of let it more casually sit open. Now the bag's dimensions are roughly 10 inches across, 7 inches tall, and a little over 4 inches deep. So in terms of pros and cons, again, I absolutely adore the color of this bag, and I do feel like the silhouette is very in right now. And I've seen it a lot just being worn, you know, in the crook of your elbow and just carried around like a tote bag. But it is nice as well that it does have some versatility in that it does come with a crossbody strap that you can attach here if you needed a hands-free option. I also love the fact that the bottom is leather and that it comes with feet, just because suede is pretty delicate. I also think that the price is pretty fair for a bag of this material, especially given the quality of the bag. In terms of cons, I think the cons that I have to share about this bag are more personal preference than anything else. For me, I don't typically enjoy the flap cover on my bags. So sometimes when I try and close it, you know, it's a little hard for the magnet to snap, but overall it's not too much of a deal breaker. I do like the fact that, especially when I have this loose, I can stretch the opening fully so that I can see what's inside of my bag. I have had other bags with this type of leather closure where it's very restricted and it's hard to get your hand in, or it's hard to like look around without having to like wrestle the flap up. This one is pretty easy and you can really get full visibility in the bag. And given there isn't a zipper, it is nice that this is there to at least protect the majority of items from falling out. Well, again, in terms of personal preference, the size of this bag isn't something that I'm used to. That said, I also recognize that I'm an oddball in this situation and I like super tiny bags, but I do think it is nice to have some versatility in sizes in my collection. Overall, I think this is a beautiful bag, again with this gorgeous color and the silhouette, both of which are just very on point for this season in terms of suede bags. I will say I do prefer the Hobo bag over this one, but I do think this is a great option as well. All right, next we have the Ella bag in the size small from Tanneur. This is just such a stunning color and silhouette and style. It feels very equestrian, very old money, if you ask me. So this bag was also gifted to me. I was so excited to try it as I had never tried anything from this brand. Now the bag is more of a combination of leather and suede than the Verafied bags. This one has a suede coming down the middle of the bag and then this really rich pebbled leather all around the remainder of the piece. It comes with 2 straps. Now you can remove either set of straps so you don't have to wear them together. The interior of the bag has a lot of different organization options. We have a slot right here in the front, a really nice spacious zipper section, and then it has a back pocket as well as a little key holder. One other detail I want to show is this lining in the interior. How luxe is that? So this is the iPhone 14 Pro, and it does fit into the back pocket. In terms of dimensions, this bag is about 7.5 inches long by 6 inches tall and almost 3 inches depth. So since this is a mini bag, I figured I would show you what fits in this one. So I'm sharing in here what I actually am currently carrying in my real bags. So I have my key pouch, I have my card holder, I have the new love of my life, the Key Pouch S. Finally, I only have one other lippy with me, and this is a new one that I got from Tanneur that I found on Amazon. And like I said, my phone is able to fit in the back. So in terms of pros and cons, I love the look of this bag. I absolutely adore the color. Again, I just feel like this looks very rich. Really love the equestrian vibes and this really rich dark caramel color. I also like all the interior compartments, so you have all the ways that you can be organized. I also love the fact that this bag has a back pocket and one that can actually fit a phone. And I really like that the back pocket itself is the pebbled leather instead of the suede. And finally, you know, I'm a girl that loves versatility, so I love the fact that this bag comes with this shoulder strap that's removable, as well as a crossbody strap that's removable. In terms of cons, honestly, there really isn't too much for this bag. I think one of the things that I noticed is that the magnet on the bag is one of these flat magnets, and overall it is a very strong magnet. You can hear it snap shut. But I have noticed that when I fill the bag, and if I put something very thick or you know, something that's going to take up a lot of room in this front pocket, that snap closure sounds a lot weaker than, you know, a bag that has the typical round magnet that kind of seals in stronger. So again, I haven't had actual issues with the bag closing, but that's just something to note. Another thing to note is that if I do have this bag relatively full, it does make it harder for me to slide my phone in the back pocket. Like, to the point that I probably wouldn't carry it in there, or I would have to put it, you know, just standing straight up in the bag. I'm worried that if I continually try and force my phone in and out of the back pocket when my bag is full, it's going to rub off the suede right here. And in general, it's just not convenient. If I have to struggle to get my phone in and out, I'm just not going to use the back pocket for that. That said, there is plenty of space on the interior of the bag to fit a phone, but you know, when I'm playing Tetris with my bags, it's something I do keep in mind. Other than that, I would say the price is on the high end of the bags that I'm sharing today. That said, I mean, I do kind of get where that price point is coming from. This is a really beautiful, very well made bag. It just feels so luxurious. Again, from the lining to all of these little details to all the little thoughts of functionality that go into the bag. I do see why the price point is higher, but I do think that price range may be a deterrence for some people. Overall, I have to say I was really impressed with this piece. I'm really impressed with the quality of it, and I do hope to try out more of their pieces. Next, we have the small Yore duffel from Songmont. Now, I've been wanting to try this brand for so long, so I was so excited when they offered to allow me to pick out something from their site, and I went for this beautiful suede bag. Now, I will say that this bag size is definitely not my normal pick, but I just absolutely loved the slouchiness of this suede and just how large and spacious it was, so I decided to go for it. So this bag is an extremely soft suede. It also has leather details on the handles as well as the bottom of the bag. And again, this one also came with protectors, and I just went ahead and kept them on. So this bag has a lot of extra pockets. Here is a large side pocket on the bag with a magnetic closure. There is also a small magnetic pocket here in the front that fits a cell phone perfectly. And then the main opening of the bag is a zipper top, which you know I love. I was very excited by that. And it has a very spacious interior. It has a zipper interior pocket and then two little slots there. I actually can fit my MacBook Pro in here. I believe mine is the 13-inch. I do have to angle it in order to be able to zip it, and it is a little tight. But if you just wanted to have like an open work tote type situation, you can fit a laptop in this bag. Now, another feature of this bag is that the zipper actually has this elongated leather strap that you can connect here to the side of the bag. You'll see that there is this little button. And so by attaching the sides of the bag, it's a little less slouchy. It has a little more structure to it. So in terms of dimensions, the bag is about 12 inches at the bottom, by about 8 inches tall, and then 5 inches in depth. So in terms of pros and cons, for the pros, I absolutely love the suede of this bag. This is by far the softest, most luxurious feeling suede of the bags that I have in my collection. It is just so slouchy, and I just love that. I feel like the slouchy suede really is the most on point in terms of suede bags right now. And this one, again, with the top handles in this slouchy hobo tote type look, is really in. I like that, you know, there's a little D-ring here or O-ring for bag charms, or you can hang them from the strap here as well. I think that is a total vibe. I also love all of the pockets and functionality. The fact that your cell phone can just slide right in here, that there's this big pocket right here that can fit a lot of things, and then obviously the fact that there is a zipper top, and this zipper, it's like butter. And so overall, if you are into big bags, I really think this one has it all. In terms of cons, given it is suede all the way around the bag, so this side is also suede, and it is a lighter color than, say, the Verafied bags that are very dark, I will say I would be a little more worried about this one having color transfer, especially if you are wearing it, you know, against jeans or denim or something of that nature. So that would just be something to keep in mind. Also on the website, they did note that the lining of this bag is made out of a special plant dyeing process, and they said to avoid putting light products inside of the bag, which I had never heard of before, but that does make me a little wary. I have used this, and so far I haven't seen anything rub off on any of my products, but I just wanted to share that as it was on the website. And again, the price tag is, I think, the highest out of the bags that I'll be sharing today. But that said, again, I do think this feels absolutely luxurious. I do also feel like this is a really large bag. So in terms of materials and as well as the quality, I do understand why this bag is priced the way it is. But again, I understand, and I am including that as a con because it is definitely on the higher end. Joe from the future here. I actually forgot that I have a discount code with Songmont. So if you use code LittleBean12, you will save 12% on your purchase. I'll include the code and details in the description below. For me as well, I am a mini bag girl, so honestly, I struggle with filling this bag. I don't know what to put in it. I can't think of enough things to put in it. So while I love the idea and I love how big it is, and I do try and wear it because I just love the look, I don't actually have a lot in this bag whenever I carry it. I probably have like 3 or 4 things rolling around inside. Overall, I do think this is a beautiful bag. I did see they have a mini version now, and I'm definitely very intrigued, but it didn't come in suede. So right now I have no regrets. I do absolutely love this piece. Next, we have the Eliza in suede from the Coach outlet. I got this over Christmas and I'm so glad I did because unfortunately it has since been sold out. And while they do have the Eliza style, they no longer have it in this gorgeous suede. So this is a shoulder bag style piece. It reminds me of the YSL style. I don't know the name of it. This bag is suede on the front and the back, as well as on the sides, but it does have a leather bottom. It does not have feet. It does have an adjustable strap, and then you open this magnetic closure here, and there is a zipper closure for added security. And oh my goodness, this zipper is also incredibly smooth. In the interior, there is a zipper interior pocket here and then 2 card slots. In terms of dimensions, this bag is 9.7 inches long by about 6.5 inches tall and 2.5 inches in depth. So in terms of pros and cons, I mean, I think you guys all know I am now a huge Coach fan. I do have a lot of pieces. I'm particularly impressed by the price points that you can get some of these bags. So I was really surprised I could get this suede version in such a good price. I do love the color of this suede. I think it is just that perfect shade of brown that will go with anything. And again, I absolutely love this zipper. Like, I could honestly just zip this all day. And I'm surprised that even when I open it all the way, it doesn't get stuck on the corner. It just zips with no issues. In terms of the size, this bag can fit a good amount and it doesn't need to bulge or, you know, look bulky. I did do a what's in my bag video on this and I just felt like it fit everything I need with ease. In terms of cons, I will say that while I like the look of having this, you know, little flap on the front, it's kind of annoying. Like, you know, in order to get to my things, I have to, you know, unbuckle this first, and this is pretty weighty, and I have to let it hang there and then go into my bag, and then when you close it, you know, you have to make sure it finds the little magnet. So it's just an extra step. And so that's one of the reasons I never looked into the YSL one, because I just didn't know how I felt about this, and having this bag confirms it. Of course, it's not a deal breaker. I'll still wear this, but I'm glad I didn't splurge on a more expensive version in this style. I also don't know why they didn't add an extra loop here to keep this little strap here tied together. I don't know if maybe it came with one and mine fell off, but I don't have one on my bag, and I get annoyed because not only does the strap want to lean this way, but also, you know, it just kind of sticks out. Again, something I noted before as well, because the back of this bag is suede, given I would be wearing it as a shoulder bag, I would be a little more worried about this one in terms of color transfer and wear, so I am just a little more careful when I wear this piece. And finally, I just want to say, usually I have found I've had great experiences with Coach bags, and again, I'm happy with this one, but I will notice that some of the stitches on this bag I feel like are a little more noticeable than on other Coach pieces that I have. I don't know if they were in a rush when they made this. It's not like a deal breaker to me. I think overall, you know, it's not like there are any popped stitches and everything looks pretty straight. But I was just a little surprised by some of those like double stitches that are a little more noticeable than I've seen on some of my other Coach pieces. Overall, I think this is a lovely piece, but I would just say out of all the suede bags that I'm sharing today, this one is probably my least favorite given the cons that I've shared. All right, and finally we have the Paris bag from Demellier in this beautiful cocoa suede. Now I got this one last fall, and so I've gotten some time to really get to use this bag, and it is an absolutely stunning and functional piece. So this bag is more of a classic silhouette. It has a top handle, which you know I'm a huge fan. A lovely gold hardware that I feel like looks a little unique. It's more of a minimalist button here. When you open it, it is surprisingly spacious. Like, I just feel like it looks so roomy. It does come with a crossbody strap, and then it has these two huge interior pockets and then a zip pocket in the back. The back of this bag does not have a pocket, but I do appreciate the fact that this back portion is leather versus the suede, again, to reduce the chances of it wearing on the back. The bottom of the bag is also leather, and it does have feet. So in terms of dimensions, this bag is 8 inches across by 6 inches high and about 4 inches in depth. Unfortunately, this specific Paris bag style in this color suede isn't available on the website at the moment. However, they do have the Paris crossbody version that is $595, and it is this color and in this suede. Now for pros and cons, I would say in terms of the pros, I just love the look of this bag. I absolutely love this deep, rich chocolate suede. It really does go with everything. I love the top handle. You know me, I am a top handle girl. And I love that it's a mini bag, yet it is incredibly spacious. Given the depth of this bag and the way it's pleated, it really can allow you to hold so much inside. And like I said, I usually don't like when there are partitions in a bag, but in this case, I actually appreciate it because it is so spacious in here that your stuff would just be rolling around everywhere if it didn't have this partition. So it really is spacious while still being small. Now, I've only really worn this as a top handle bag so far, but I do like the fact I can have the option for a crossbody. In terms of cons, I really can't think of too much. I would say that it is small, right? It's a mini bag, but because she's quite thick, I would imagine wearing it as a crossbody, it does stick out a little farther from my body than some of my usual mini bags. And so that is why I really don't feel like I've ever been drawn to wear it as a crossbody piece. Instead, I just wear it as a little top handle bag, and I feel like it doesn't look quite as, you know, bulky against my petite frame. Of course, the price again is on the higher side, given this is a mini bag and is $585, where the Songmont bag is huge and it is a lot of material and it's only $15 more. So it's all in perspective of, you know, what you're willing to spend on a bag. I do think that the size, the shape, the elegance of this piece is all there. And so if you are looking for a more understated, quiet luxury type of bag, I do think this is an excellent option. But again, I also understand that this is on the higher end of the price range. Overall, I again think it's a stunning piece. I have used it a good amount, and I would definitely recommend looking at this specific style. They have really beautiful other options that aren't suede, or if you're really into suede, the Paris crossbody is also a great option. All right, so moment of truth. Which of these suede bags in my collection is my favorite? I've narrowed it down to these three here from Demellier, Tanneur, and Verafied. And I think I would be going with the Verafied Hobo bag. I just think that this is such a vibe right now. It fits the trend while also just being a very classy, effortless look. I absolutely love the suede. It is very pretty. It's got a slouch to it, but still some structure in the bag as well. And I just think it is so easy and functional to use with the zipper top. This is a bag that I've used for multiple days in a row, which if you know me, that's a pretty big deal because I usually switch out my bags daily. But once I started using this, I just couldn't stop. I think a price point in the 300s is really pretty good for a beautiful suede bag like this. So I'll be sure to include a link to this bag as well as all the other ones that I can find in the description below. So that wraps up this video on my entire suede bag collection. As always, I'm always curious to know your thoughts in the comments below. Which bag was your favorite? And if you own any suede bags, definitely share what they are below and whether you would recommend them. As always, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. I'd love to have you as a part of this community. If you'd like to watch more of my videos, I'll include my playlist here. Otherwise, until then, bye for now.